What's going on, Phantom Force and Cosmetics fans alike? This is Phantom Base coming at you with our P4J the Movie Part 1. I know this seems a little goofy because I know that Gypsy did it, and Gypsy's awesome, but like, I've been dying to upload this league, but I haven't had the time to record it week by week, so I just thought I would throw it all together. I'm going to split it into a couple parts. We're going to go through the first 4 weeks of the season here in this video, as well as the draft recap. And the next week, or the next video, we're going to go through the last 4 weeks, and then the final video, we're going to go through playoffs. So I think we're going to have one more after that to do finals. So anyway, let's go into that. So let's go right into this. Okay, our draft order, I think I was like 5th in the draft, so I was like, okay. And there were 10 coaches, so that means we had a lot of potential to have just a powerful team overall. I'm actually going to send a text message really fast. Okay, anyway, back to this. So, yeah, we have 5th pick in the draft, so obviously I kind of want to go with some mods that I've used before, but I looked at my team, or I looked at what was left, and I was like, after the first 4 picks, I was like, you know, there's a team that Gypsy is, or a core that Gypsy's used, and I'm a really big fan of. I kind of want to try this. Anyway, so, and I like this core right here that you see on the screen. Anyway, so, as you see, I got the chance to get to this core right here. So first pick was clearly Celesteela, and let me tell you, I love this thing. This thing is fat. This thing is powerful. You never know what this thing is going to do, and with the offensive stuff that it gets, it's crazy how good this thing is. Like, you don't even know. Clearly, you can see my team here. Kind of just going to go quickly over this so we can get into the battles. I wanted to grab the Fairy Dragon Steel Core of Celesteela, Mega Diancie, and Hydreigon because they synergize incredibly well together. Then I looked at the draft stats going. I was like, okay, I want to grab a good solid defensive backbone plus some speed. So I only grabbed a Greninja. I've never used it before, and I really love it. And I want to grab some defensive power. So as defensive on, so I grabbed Hippowdon, grabbed Uniclus, and I grabbed Decidueye, and I have Electros. Then I wanted some utility, so I grabbed I wanted an offensive powerhouse of fire types, so I grabbed Blaziken. I wanted some utility and Ribombee with webs, Stoutland as potential Sand Rush abuser, and some spike stackers. So all in all, I've got all kinds of hazards, even including sticky webs. So it really just, this team overall is really does well. Got Magic Bouncer, got 1, 2, 3, 4 Defoggers. Got 2 Rockers. I've got 2 Spikers, a Toxic Spiker, and a Sticky Web Setter. So yeah, the name of this game essentially is just to have as well balanced of a team as I can. And with that, I believe that's going to be our draft. So I want to just kind of really quickly go over that. And now we're going to go into the first week's match. So bear with me while I go into this match, and we will see how this looks. Okay, so here we have our first week 1 match against Angel, the coach of, I believe, the Seattle Scissors. Don't quote me on that. All I know is his team was quite horrifying. Like he had quite a bit of threats to me, particularly Milotic. Milotic was something I expected. He didn't bring a few of his threats though, and like that's what really helped me out here. So kind of going over my team really quick. I'm actually gonna go show you the team builder for this one really fast because I have everything set up in this. So my team builder for this particular match was a fairly defensive Celesteela with a good bit of with an adamant nature to get boost and attack, but still be able to click flamethrower and kill Scizor in a shot. Leech Shield Protect because they're standard and because they're really good. I wanted Choice Spec Screener because it just crapped through his team, and we're creeping, I believe we're creeping max speed, Alolan Persian, which was fast as Mon. We've got, fairly speedy Mega T-Answer, we're creeping, Garchomp, which it didn't bring, running, and we just kind of, Rocker Heal Beller set because I wanted to make sure we could keep our team healthy, prevent burns, freezes, etc. Brought a Sash Destiny Bond Taunt lead with like spikes, creeping once again Garchomp because I want to be able to kill it, and after that we can set up spikes or set up Destiny Bond. Brought a mixed defensive Hippowdon that isn't 2-hit KO by anything on his team, and after that brought kind of I brought an amazing set here. This Blaziken set actually does not get can 2-hit KO even a fully physically defensive Flame Orb boosted Marvel Scale Milotic. So and that's kind of the point of this thing, is that we just wanted to be able to this is a lure, essentially. We wanted to lure in the Milotic, click knockoff, go for high jump kick and kill it. And potentially we come back in later, click agility, we outspeed his entire team naturally. We could we outspeed his entire team at +2, and we could go for just spamming moves at that point. Because he also had Victini, and like you can see, he has Victini, Tangrowth, Milotic. We put that at speed and Blaziken to outspeed and no-shoot Milotic as well, and then it allowed us to outspeed like at +2. I think his fastest Mom was like something base 130 than Crobat actually. And we killed with Flare Reds, so it's no big deal. And we brought a little in person. He brought Electabuzz for some reason. I'm glad I prepped for it because we weren't 2-hit killed by HP Ice from that thing with Hippowdon. We also weren't 2-hit KO'd by Bandit Flare Blitz from Victini. So I expected more of a Scarf set. We could also potentially wear down the Tangrowth because we have Toxic on this thing. Overall, this team is just really good. I actually got a text message, so give me just a second, guys. Okay, so anyway, so we're going to kind of set the speed to slow so we can. Actually, I'm going to go to normal, and we're going to kind of go through this. So looking at his team, I was like, okay, he has nothing for Blaziken. His best answer is Victini and Milotic isn't a switch in, not to this set. So I thought, okay, Blaziken is going to be a really good lead here because I can lead out against whatever. He goes to Persian and he clicks Parting Shot, and I can double into whatever I want to. Like, I've got so much some matchup on my side, it's not even funny. We decided to lead off the Blaziken. I expected to lead off Milotic to get the Flame Orb off, which is why I brought this setup. Wanted to bring Knockoff to get rid of his item. We lived a Scald from that thing from full, and we killed with Knockoff and a high jump kick. So that's what we did. We let off a Blaziken as he leads off with Persian. So you're thinking, okay, he clearly has a lot of speed, otherwise he wouldn't be running this thing as a lead. So he's gotta have Parting Shot, he's gotta have Taunt, and I'm expecting him to have like Fake Out and maybe either Foul Play or Dark Pulse or maybe Thunderbolt for Celesteela and Greninja. That just means he's walled by Hippo, but you know. Anyway, so looking at this thing, I was like, okay, I'm expecting to Fake Out first turn, but if he doesn't do that, I'm gonna go for a Knockoff, expecting him to double straight into Milotic. That's what I felt the play he could have made. It covered him going into Milotic, covered him going into Victini, it covered him going into a lot of things, and it also covered him staying in, going for Fake Out. So what we did, he clicks Fake Out, and we obviously get the flinch. So that tells me right away that he's just trying to get damage to scout what I wanted to be. So he wanted to lock me into something. He thought I was scarfed. So that's why I stayed in, and now he's thinking, and now I got him thinking I'm scarfed. He's going to switch into Milotic. And I'm like, okay, this is a play now, or I kind of click Knockoff. And so I do. I click Knockoff on the incoming Milotic, which is perfect. It's what I wanted. We get rid of the Flame Orb, which is exactly what I was looking for. So like, okay, my calcs tell me that I straight up blow this thing away from this range with a high jump kick, and he has no switch-ins, none at all. So So I just decided to go straight for a high jump kick, and when you know it, we outspeed him because he had no speed investment, and fun fact, he really thought I was scarfed. So that high jump kick kill was incredibly important because it really stopped the wall of his that was really annoying to me. So he goes into Victini here, and I'm like, this thing screams Choice Scarf. I mean, this thing screams Choice Scarf, the way he brings it in. So I'm thinking, okay, my best switching is into hip out on because I believe I'm a Rocky helmet set. Like, let's take a look. Am I Rocky helmet? I am. I'm Rocky helmet set because I wanted to get good chip on Scizor. I wanted to get good chip on Victini. I wanted to get good chip on Alolan Persian if it was physical. So I click. I'm gonna double into hip out on here, expecting him to go for a Zen headbutt or U-turn. And I get the stand up right away. He goes for a U-turn. And the damage definitely tells me that he's not offensively, like he's not offensive, as far as like no attack boosting item. So, and we get the Rocky Helmet chip that I'm looking for, which is good because in this switch into Tangrowth, I'm like, okay. So here I expect him to go for a Leech Seed because I should switch out, and I didn't bring a Grass type this week, and I'm not Mega Diancie yet. So I'm thinking he's gonna think I'm gonna go switch out, so I want to Toxic this thing. Expecting him to go for a Leech Seed, and he clicks Leech Seed as I expected. I click Toxic, but I miss. I'm like, crap. Okay, so now I don't know what I'm gonna do here because my next play, I'm sitting thinking, okay, I've got a couple things I can double Toxic. I can Toxic again, expecting him to try to stay and go for Giga Drain, or I can switch into Celesteela, which covers him doubling into Scizor, expecting my Toxic. It also covers him staying and going for Giga Drain, so that's what I did. I get the chip off, I didn't even realize he's leftovers. So he switches into Scizor, as I predicted, and going into Celesteela. Now, my play here 100%, because he has no switch-ins to this move, is to go for Flamethrower, because his best switch-in is Victini, and I've got a perfect switch-in to hip out on it, so I'm not worried. Now, I go into, I'm going to stay in here and click Flamethrower. And he actually stays in and goes for superpowers. I'm like, okay, this thing is clearly, and it's funny because he gets a crit here and only does 57%. So it tells me it's not quite offensive. And we blow this thing away with the Flamethrower. Like, there's no variant of Mega Scizor that could live that. So that was fun. You get the attack boost, but the funny thing is that he also had things like Florges and Crobat, things that died to Heavy Slam. And +1, they would have definitely died to Heavy Slam. So that's why I brought the attack boosting Beast Boost, but that kind of sucks. So that didn't happen. Give me just a second, I'm responding to someone. Anyway, so, kill Scizor here, okay, and this is where he goes into his Alolan Persian, so I'm like, okay, as you can clearly see, I'm going to click Protect here to expect him to go for Fake Out, because he wants chip damage, I guess. There's no real reason for him to do that, he's just going to take more chip than I am. So I double into Diancie, okay, this thing's getting ahead of me, so I sat there thinking, like, okay, he's gonna go. I thought, okay, he's gonna go for Parting Shot now to get out into something that can handle whatever I switch into. But funny thing is Diancie having Clear Body stops Parting Shot. So now I get free rocks, which is what I wanted. So he goes into Tangrowth, I can Mega Evolve here and go for rocks. Okay, and then I double out into Blaziken, expecting him to go for like a knockoff or even like a grass type move. He goes for knockoff, gets rid of my fist plate, just makes me sad day. Now, here is where I kind of make a misplay. I say misplay because it didn't cost me the game. It came nowhere close to costing me the game. But I was thinking, okay, I can win here with Blaziken. All I've got to do is get up an agility and I can win. But I didn't forget to factor in. I was thinking I could live an Earthquake into a Flare Blitz recoil, but I forgot to factor in how high Tangrowth's HP stat is. And this Flare Blitz straight up knocks him out and knocks me out. So, yeah, that was fun times. So we kill off the Tangrowth, we kill off ourselves. we go into Hippo because it's our best switch into anything he has left. Victini can't do anything except click V create, and it does 53%. It kind of tells me he's scarfed. I click slack off here, so we can get our HP back. And he doubles into Persian as I click Earthquake to get a clean 29.6% off. And that way, because I covered him going to Electabuzz, covered him staying in, and I covered him going to Persian just to get some damage. So now my play here is to go. Here's what I'm thinking. He's either got he's got to have taunt to prevent him from going for slack off. If he has HP Steel, good on him, but he gets walled by Greninja at that point. So we can just, or Celesteela. I think he has Thunderbolt instead, so we can go into Diancie here, expecting him to go for a taunt, as he does. He got bounce back taunt, and now he can't use Parting Shot, he can't use taunt. He's got to go for an attack, or he's got to switch. And so I take this opportunity, like, okay, his switch-ins are very limited. I can't kill Victini from the range of health that it's at with Moonblast, but I can with Power Gem. So I go for Power Gem as he goes to Electabuzz. Which was a good play because he lives. Telling me, but crazy thing is I didn't actually creep this thing. I only crept his Victini, so he was actually running like max speed on this thing. I think either he was double Scarfers. Okay, so he went to Alolan Persian, and I clicked Power Gem. He killed off Alolan Persian. Okay, and then here's where I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go for a guaranteed differential here. Expect him to go for an attack, not V-Create, because yeah, that way I can set up Sand, I can kill this thing off, and Electabuzz, just to guarantee that I won't lose him onto a crit or something like that. So I kick up the Sand as he goes for Volt Strike, so I'm like, okay, cool. He's locked into Volt Strike, he can't switch in anything, so I just click Roar. Because this way, I guarantee kill the Electabuzz with Rocks, I guarantee kill the Victini with Rocks, and that is the game on this one. So, good game there, Angel. That game was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and I'm hoping that we can go into the next week and continue our win streak. I say win streak, we're 1-0 right now, and so we're gonna move on to the next week's match, which is up against who is it? We're up against Drew, Little Bigness. You guys might know him. So we're gonna hop into that, and before that, I'm gonna hop to the team builder real fast. Before we do that, I'm gonna show you this team. Okay, this is kind of the team I expected. Outside of it, he's got Mega Slowbro, Alola Marowak, Xurkitree, Comfey, Porygon 2, and Scrafty this week. Don't understand why I brought Scrafty. Scrafty loses to Mega Diancie every time, just about. But yeah, so let's quickly go over my team here, because I've got the prep here again. So this week I brought more Spadef, Heavy Celesteela with Heavy Slam, Earthquake, Air Slash, and Leaf Seed. I needed to be able to hit the all the Marowak. So I brought Heavy Slam, also brought Air Slash to hit. What else is on his team? I'm actually gonna double check real fast because I can't afford to not know this. Like, I need to. Okay, let's see. What's on his team? Okay, he had Scolipede. I had to be able to hit Scolipede. He also had Landorus Therian, so Air Slash Tibitor against that thing. He had Espeon, which died to Heavy Slam. Arceus died to Heavy Slam. He had Kyurem, which actually was annoying to prep for, and Gourgeist, which is why I brought Air Slash. So, besides what he brought. So, this spread allows me to KO most of the things on his team. I get the Beast Boost in Spadef, clearly, because I need to be able to take on things like Slowbro and Porygon 2 a lot better, and this thing is a guaranteed wall to Comfey, so that's kind of my reasoning behind that. Also, I got a mixed defensive assault vest, Electrocity, Adamant Nature with enough attack to be able to hit kill Alola Marowak, knockoff and a knockoff. Also Dragon Tail to get rid of things like Setup Landorus, Setup Scolipede. Got knockoff things like Espeon, Alola Marowak, like I said. Drain Punch for Scrafty, knockoff for Slowbro, a Super Fang for Slowbro actually. And this thing is our guaranteed wall to Xurkitree. We had to have a switch into Xurkitree. We couldn't do anything else with that. We had to have this wall, otherwise we weren't going to win against it. And this comes out very helpfully. We have a with Double Dance Mega DNC this week, which has enough special attack at +1 to Oko. Yeah, his entire team with Power Gem and Moonblast, because that's the other coverage I needed, because he didn't have any switch-ins to that. At +2, we could actually wall everything and kill everything. Enough speed to creep Kirim. So if we got to +2, we can obviously we were speed creeping Kirim because, like, yeah, we have enough HP, and this HP investment allows us to live an Iron Head from Archeops, I believe. I don't know. Like I said, I'm creeping Kirim mostly. And then the next Pokemon I'm bringing is a physically defensive Tall Breaker Hydreigon with Taunt, Roost, Dark Pulse, and Toxic. This set in particular is a guaranteed wall to Alola Marowak. If he doesn't ring a low kick, he can't 2-hit kill me. And I kill 2-hit kill with Dark Pulse very easily. We can also kill Espeon, we can kill Slowbro, we can kill a lot of things on the team. The only thing that we don't deal with is Comfy. We can catch someone switch with Toxic and force him to go for a Heal Bell. We are bringing Toy Scarf Greninja this week to guaranteed deal with Scarfed Kirim, Scarfed Landorus Therian, even Scarfed Archeops, or Scarfed Espeon. We kill and we have Toxic Spikes to guarantee that we can start wearing his team down pretty quickly. Low kick one-shots Kirim. Actually, low kick 2-hit kills Kirim. And catch him on the switch. And Dark Pulse Okos a lot of things on his team, like Alola Marowak, Slowbro, or 2-kill Slowbro, Okos, Espeon, 2-hit kills Scolipede, Ice Beam obviously blows away Landorus. Our last Pokemon is our physically defensive Hippowdon, Rocks, Earthquake, Slack Off, and Toxic. We're bringing this as a backup check to Alola Marowak, as well as another good check to things like Landorus Therian, which is kind of what I needed. So with that, it turns out he doesn't even end up bringing Landorus or Kirim or Scolipede, so like, or Archeops. So really his team's kind of gets crapped on. So I'm kind of excited. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, what is my probable lead here? Like, I think he could lead with, I think anything he leads with, it's not going to want it to get knocked off. So I'm going to go straight away for Electros, I believe. As he leads from this Porygon 2, which is like the perfect matchup I wanted. I'm expecting him to double out because he doesn't want his Violet knocked off. Now clearly he's not going to go into anything other than Comfy because that takes it best. But I wanted to go for knockoff anyway to cover him potentially staying in and over predicting something. So he does switch out and goes into Comfy. I had to click knockoff to get rid of this thing's Babiri Berry, which guarantees that I can now kill it with a heavy slam from Celesteela, which is great. Now my play here, 100%. Let's sit here thinking about it. Okay, he's not going to switch into a Alola Marowak knowing we've got knockoff. He's not going to switch into his Urkitree because I wall this thing. He's not going to switch into Porygon 2 knowing I have knockoff. He's not going to switch into Slowbro knowing I have Electric Stab in general, which I actually don't, I believe. So I decided to go for Super Fang. He clicks Leaf Seed as I go for Super Fang, try to keep this thing low. So my next play is I double out Selly, as I kind of see him go for a second Leaf Seed, so I kind of predicted that. What's funny is I think I go for Leaf Seed here on his switch out into Alola Marowak. Actually, I clicked Air Slash just to kind of get some damage. Because I didn't want Scrafty coming in for free. I didn't want his Marowak coming in for free, obviously. I wanted to make sure he took some damage. Now, I switch in here every time it's Hydreigon because I know that I can take any hit from this thing as long as I'm running low kick. If he's running low kick, so be it. Like, I can still, at this range, I kill it with Dark Pulse anyway because of the Dread Plate. So I double in, so I switch out to Hydreigon as he goes. His first Stealth Rock. I'm like, okay, that's no big deal. He goes into Comfy. I click Toxic to start wearing this thing down because this thing is annoying. I double back into Selly as he goes for a Leech Seed again. Now this time I believe it's the time I click Leech Seed on his switch out because he has nothing better to do. So I click Heavy Slam. Okay, that's fun. What was I thinking? I don't even know. Anyway, I guess I just didn't know if he was going to predict or something. I don't know. But I switched back out to Electros to kind of scout this thing a little bit. It goes for Fire Blast, and that does a whole 25% to me. So I go for Super Fang to keep wearing this Comfy down because he's clearly going to start going for Synthesis here. As I click Drain Point to get some HP back, that nobody wanted to switch into, so I click. So this time I go for Super Fang again as he goes for Leech Seed. Now at this point he's healing back a lot, so he's click Synthesis as I click Super Fang again. Now this time I just double into Deancey. I just double into Celesteela, I think. Click Expanding Wave for Synthesis. Now I can click Heavy Slam and kill it, or he has to switch. So I click Leech Seed on his switch out to Slowbro, which is great because now I can click Protect, I believe. No, I go into Hydreigon, expecting him to go for like a Scald or an Ice Beam, and he doubles into. It's funny because like I don't know, I just thought it was really funny. Anyway, so he goes into this thing. I expect him to go for Synthesis as I go into DNC. And this is where the fun begins because I know this thing can't do anything to me. Because once I Mega Evolve, he cannot click Leech Seed. He doesn't get any Steel type coverage. Best thing he can do is go for like Giga Drain or something like that. But I think he only has like Draining Kiss, Calm Mind, U-Turn, or not U-Turn, Leech Seed, and Synthesis. So he's kind of a stally set. So at this point I was like, okay, his team is highly bulky and not a whole lot of offense. So I'm gonna start setting up here. So I click, and he goes right into the perfect mon that I wanted him to go into. So I go into Deancey and I start calling for Calm Mind. And at this point, okay, I'm like, okay, I need to scout damage on this thing, see how bulky this thing is. I go for a Moonblast here, and I do 39%, telling me he's kind of Spadef. So I need to make sure that I can kill this thing on the next one. So I start, he goes for Thunderbolt, the 17%, so he has no offensive investment. Okay, so that tells me good news that I can start going for Calm Mind again. So the first thing I wanted to do is if he doubled into Xurkitree, I wanted to guarantee that I would outspeed it if it was Scarfed, as well as guaranteed outspeed everything else if it was Scarfed. So I click Rock Polish. As he goes for Thunderbolt again, like, okay, he's fishing for pairs at this point, so I click Calm Mind again. And it started doing less and less damage. I click Calm Mind one more time to guarantee the kill on this thing, as he doesn't go for Recover for some reason. I don't understand, but I click Moonblast, kill this thing, and it's essentially GG at this point, because he goes into Scrafty. This thing just drops to a +3 Moonblast. Crit obviously didn't matter. Slowbro drops to a +3 Moonblast. This thing is crazy strong. Xurkitree drops to a +3 Moonblast. Comfy drops to a +3 Moonblast. And the crit did not matter, clearly. And Power Gem kills off this Alola Marowak. So, yeah. That was a good game there, Drew. And we're going to go into our next week's battle. Next, I think we're actually going to leave it to 3 battles per video. So, with that, I'm going to go into my week 3, I believe. Who am I? I'm up against Noah, my friend Prototronics. And so we're going to go to the team builder really fast for that one. But first, let's take a look at the matchup. So, as you see, he has Mega Gallade, Rotom Wash, Ferrothorn, Gengar, Arcanine, and Alolan Muk. He has a very VGC mindset, so he has a very VGC-ish team. Because he's also got things like Snorlax, Sableye, Mr. Mime, Palossand, and Moltres, and Salamence. So it's kind of crazy. He didn't bring either of his Z-Crystal users, so that essentially means that my team is going to have an easier time against him. So, if you look at the team I built for him, I'm bringing, once again, a Dreadblade, Stallbreaker, Hydreigon, Modest to creep, I think we're creeping, what are we creeping? We're creeping, Adamant Arcanine. Which is okay with me, because I just wanted to be able to make sure that I could get more power from this thing. We can take a good few hits from Arcanine if it's not running close combat. This thing 2-hit kills. This thing 2-hit kills freaking Ferrothorn with Dark Pulse, so I'm not even worried about that. We can taunt down the Rotom Wash every time, and we can essentially just start punishing things. Dragon Pulse is to blow away. Dragon Pulse is just to do relatively good damage. Dark Pulse does a lot more to things like Gengar in particular, as well as Palossand, Mr. Mime. So this Celesteela set is a mixed defensive set. We are definitely there to handle the Mega Gallade. We can, and as well as the Salamence, we are also meant to kind of take on Ferrothorn 1v1. Just a standard heavy slam Leech Seed flamethrower set. with Protect, we wanted to make sure we didn't get stuck by Mr. Mime. I was kind of worried about Mr. Mime. It's kind of fast, and it could be a problem because it gets nasty applied, so I wanted to make sure I had an answer. This mixed defensive Hippowdon is meant to wall Arcanine, Snorlax. This thing is not 2-hit kill. This thing is not killed by +6 Adamant return from Snorlax. We can roar it out to prevent the setup. We obviously need rocks to start chipping down things like Arcanine, Old Muck, Moltres, Salamence especially. And we brought our Heal Bell 3 attacks, make a DNC with enough bulk to take any one hit. I think we were meant to take a hit from a close combat from Mega Gallade and kill the Moonblast. Diamond Storm allows us to kill freaking Salamence. Earth Power allows us to kill allows us to kill Muck in 2 shots if he's not Assault Vest. This Decidueye is a Cobra very set with Spirit Shackle, Shadow Sneak, Roost, and Haze. Really physically defensive to take on Mega Gallade. We're actually meant to trap Mega Gallade and Ferrothorn, and we can kill them off. Or we can whittle them down, Spirit Shackle, and use Priority Shadow Sneak to pick them off at the end. And then our last thing we have is Choice Banded Stoutland because it comes in and cleans up. Returned blows through his entire team, and what it doesn't blow through, Crunch does. And Play Rough also can hit Gallade and Sableye. We're also bringing Facade in case he burns us. So that's a fun time. We're creepy. We have enough speed to creep +1 Mints, I believe. Yeah, +1 Gengar, +1 Modest Gengar. That's what we're creeping. Is Scarf Modest Gengar. So with that, we go into this battle, and as you can see, he doesn't bring Salamence. He doesn't bring freaking Snorlax either. He brings no Sableye, no Mr. Mime, no Palisade, no Moltres. So look at this team. I kind of expected him to lead with his Mega Gallade or his Arcanine. Well, not Mega Gallade, but I expected him to lead with his Arcanine. So I kind of expect him to lead with his Rotom. That's what I was expecting. So I decided to leave with Hydreigon. When he leaves with Arcanine, so I'm like, okay, I have to scout here for close combat, so I'm going to go into my Hippowdon, see what he wants to do. And when do you know it, he goes for freaking Snarl. And I'm like, okay, this is a cheeky set. It was really, really good. I could have gone into DNC, that would have chewed that a lot better, and not gotten a special attack drop. But at the end of the day, you know, it's whatever. So we take this opportunity to get our rocks out. As he goes for burn up. Okay, this is definitely a VGC set. We get our rocks up. And we can click slack off here because he goes for Will-O-Wisp. I'm like, okay, we have Heal Bell DNC in the bag, so there's no big deal. That's no big issue. No. Okay, sorry about that. Let me double check and make sure I'm not muted. Okay, yeah, we're back. Accidentally muted myself, but ooh. Okay, hold on just a second. Hello. 2:30. Love you too. Bye. Anyway, sorry about that, friends. Sorry about that, friends. I'm back. My wife decided to call. Anyway, so we're staring down this Arcanine in the face as he goes for burn up. So I'm like, okay, he clicks Will-O-Wisp, and I'm like, okay, at least get my health back. So now I can go out into DNC, knowing this thing isn't really a threat. I think I go out in DNC. As he goes in Rotom Wash, I'm like, that was actually crazy. But no, I go into Hydreigon because he can't do anything to me now. Because I can start spamming Dark Pulse, and so this is like a perfect thing I want to do. So I click Taunt, expecting him to be like, I don't know, a Will-O-Wisp. He goes for Volts, which was an incredibly good play on his part. He goes into Gallade, so I'm like, okay, that's really good pressure on his part. Like, but I've got an answer to this. We can go back into Hippo, or we can go into Decidueye. If he goes for an Ice Punch, I'm like, holy crap. Once again, good play. Really covered me staying in, and also covered me going into Decidueye. Also covered me going into Hippo. It's a really good play. So I decided to double out and Celesteela as he goes for Ice Punch, and he gets the freeze. Yeah. So once again, luckily we have Heal Bell DNC in the bag. So he switches out into Rotom. As I double out into DNC, I can double back out into Decidueye as I take nothing from this Hydro Pump. So if I click Roost here pretty freely. And because I'm Colbur Berry, I'm not fearing him going for Pursuit. So I decided to go back into DNC to get this Heal Bell off. I click Knock Off and it does no damage whatsoever. We can Mega Evolve here, we can click Heal Bell, we get rid of the Burn, we get rid of the Freeze, and he goes for Poison Jab with a solid 42%, so this thing is kind of offensive. I think it's more of an assault, or I would say it's Assault Vest, but he's got Black Sludge. Click Diamond Storm to try to get the attack, or to get the defense boost. Didn't happen. So at this point, he clicks Protect. I'm like, okay, click Earth Power. Now I'm expecting him to go into Rotom. Now click Diamond Storm again, but he goes into Ferrothorn, which was a good play on his part. Now I expect him to go for a Grass type move here, or a Gyro Ball. So I go into Decidueye. He goes for Gyro Ball, and this has 35%. This thing is kind of offensive. So he clicked Roost. He goes for Gyro Ball again. He gets 37% roll. So at this point, we're gonna trap him. I click Spirit Shackle. There's 21%. So he clicks Power Whip and gets a crit. So I'm like, crap, come on, man. So I click Roost. He goes for Gyro Ball. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start clicking Roost again. Just to guarantee that I can live this thing. And he misses a Power Whip. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of what I needed. So now I can just spam Spirit Shackle because he clicks Leech Seed expecting me to switch out, which is kind of crazy. So he clicks Protect. So I go for Spirit Shackle, which is okay. He brings Protect on a lot of mons, which, like I said, is a VGC mentality. He clicks Leech Seed, once again expecting me to go out. And I have no reason not to keep doing that. But he goes for Protect here, and I'm like, okay, this is my chance to double into Selly. I click Flamethrower here and just kill it off. And that was kind of my whole point with this thing. I wanted to get rid of that thing. Now I get the defense boost as he goes back into Arcanine. So like, I know he's a special attacking set, so I think I actually go straight out into Hydreigon here, expecting to burn up, or the Morning Sun. So he reveals he has Morning Sun, Snarl, Dark Pulse, or Burn Up, and freaking Will-O-Wisp. So I click Roost here, and I can click. He's actually outspeeds me, which is crazy. He's like a max speed Arcanine. So I click Taunt so he can't Morning Sun, and I just start clicking Dark Pulse. Actually, no, I double out into Hippo. What was I expecting? I was expecting Gallade, because that thing gets you a Dark Pulse pretty freely, and if you got a Justified boost, that would have been horrible. So, I didn't want to risk that, so I went out to Hippo as he goes into his Muck, and at this point, I just click Earthquake, trying to catch him. So the next thing I do is I expect him to go into Rotom, so I think I double out. I guess for Knockoff, that's what it was. I just click Roar, that's what it was. And it goes into freaking Gengar. So I'm thinking, okay, I think I can live whatever this thing wants to go for, if I recall correctly. So I go into Celesteela, and he goes for Will-O-Wisp. I'm like, come on, dang, this dude's got a lot of Will-O-Wisp on his team. But he goes for Shadow Ball, which is okay. Like, he's a Life Orb set, that tells me so. I go for Leech Seed. I get some recovery back, and I can click. I guess I click Protect here. Then I click Double Seed. No, I doubled into DNC. So I double back into Hydra. He goes for Volt Switch, and he's just getting all these plays correct, which is really good for him because like he's new to the format, and so he clicked Ice Punch, and I lived, and so I clicked Dark Pulse and got a good chunk of damage off, which is what I wanted. And I died to Burn. Now next I was in Decidueye, so I knew he would go for either Ice Punch or Knockoff, and I wanted to make sure that I could potentially kill him off. So I ended up clicking Shadow Sneak. Get a crit, doesn't matter, because we're gonna end up switching on anyway. We go back into DNC, and at this point we can just kill him off with Earth Power. But he kills me with Shadow Sneak, which is crazy. I'm like, good prep, dude. Really good prep. So now I'm kind of in a pickle. So I decided to go into Hippo here. As he goes for Protect, I click Earthquake just to try to see if I can get damage. But at this point, I actually think he goes for Shadow Sneak, which is funny. I clicked Earthquake and kill. I didn't want to, I sends in Rotom. So I was like, okay, what is my play here? My play is to go into Decidueye, because it chooses anything this thing wants to go for, and he has a Citrus Berry, which is crazy. So he goes for Volt Switch, and he goes straight out into Gengar, so I'm like, okay. here's the moment of truth. Can we kill this thing with Shadow Sneak? And he is in range for Shadow Sneak, so I click Shadow Sneak and kill him, which is great. He goes to Arcanine, which is okay. He's got the Intimidate. I double into, I click Shadow Sneak to sack, but he misses the Will-O-Wisp. I'm like, come on, oh, that sucks. But I double into Hippo. I double into Hippo, expecting him to go for Will-O-Wisp, and instead he goes for Morning Sun, which is just as good for me. So now I double into him. Now here's where I make the godly play here. I double into Stoutland, expecting him to go for Will-O-Wisp, because I have Facade on this set, and I banned it. He has no switch-ins anymore, so I double out into Stoutland. He goes for Will-O-Wisp. And I knew it was obvious, that's why I went for it. So I click. So at this point, I just click Facade and just kill everything. Because I outspeed everything thanks to Sand Rush. And so he goes into Rotom, like there's no way you're chewing this hit. He clicks Protect, trying to get rid of Sandstorm, which is funny to me. But like, I know he's not a max speed Rotom because the bulkies got invested, and I kill him with the Facade. So a good game there, Noah. I actually think now that I have some extra time, I can put in this 4th battle, which is kind of one that I wanted to end with anyway, so you guys could, because it's a doozy for sure. Our next week's battle is up against Trons, aka Henry. And so really quickly going to look at the team matchup. That was a spoiler. Anyway, we're going to double back it. We come back in 3, 2. Okay, so here we are with our matchup with Henry, and his team is incredibly threatening. Like, let's go over to the team that he did have. So the team that we had for him, because we actually had a bye week, week 4, so we had a lot of time to prep for this. And I think I over-prepped, which is what cost me that game in the end. Like, you can see here, where did I put his team? There it is. No, it's not it. But anyway, he had a good bit of stuff on his team, like, anyway, so let me think. So let's quickly go over the team. I brought a very bulky Uniclus. First time I was hitting the stage. Wanted to be able to handle Latios and Calm Mind up beside it if it was a Calm Mind set. Be able to kill it off Signal Beam, or pick it off Signal Beam. Life Orb had Stallbreaker, Life Orb had Dragon. With enough speed, I believe, to creep. What was I creeping on his team? Mega Venusaur. So I could taunt it down, so he couldn't sleep powder, he couldn't lead seed me, couldn't synthesis, and just start clicking Earth Pick, start clicking Dark Pulse. Choice Scarf for Ninja, because once again he had something ridiculous on his team that I wanted to deal with. I can't remember. I'm actually gonna take a look, since it's gonna drive me crazy until I look it up. Okay, Shot of the Beedrills. He had Bisharp. He had freaking Ambipom. He had Staraptor. Like, these are things you could scarf that I wanted to make sure he didn't scarf. Also wanted to make sure I could U-turn on the Jolteon if he wasn't scarfed himself. So that was the thing. I've got Heavy Slam, Air Slash, Leech, Sea Protect, Celesteela. Physically defensive to deal with the what was it? To deal with the freaking Dawn Fan, as well as a potential physical Mega Venusaur, as well as other crazy things like let me see, where is it? Can deal with Bisharp, as well as Staraptor. That was my only switch into Staraptor. Like, I really had no switch into Beta Staraptor. Like, it was ridiculous. So yeah, next up on my team was I had a Stealth Rock, Moonblast, Psyshock, Toxic, Megadines, because his switch into me every time should have been Vaporeon, so Toxic I wanted to have on there to make sure I could beat it, and we are running enough speed tie with Latios, so that's the thing, and we killed Moonblast, obviously. Last mon is Roar, Crunch, Earthquake, Slack Off, Hippowdon, because I didn't want to become setup fodder for Latios, and this is a Spadef Hippowdon with obviously enough defense to chew. hits from both sides, and yeah, so that's the team, and let's go into the battle. I will say right now, this is probably one of my worst performances, and you will see how that is in this league in particular. Um, so, yeah, looking at his team, I felt like his probable lead was either Donphan or Infernape. So I think actually I thought it was like either Donphan. I thought it was gonna be Donphan, to be honest. Donphan or Infernape. Either way, I wanted to scout and I wanted to leave with Hydreigon because he leaves with Slurpuff. I'm started thinking, okay, like this thing I cannot allow to sit in front of me, because I was like, this is where I make the first and worst misplay of the entire game. I forget this thing is Sticky Webs, so I obviously double down to Celesteela, of course. As he goes for Sticky Web, I'm like, crap, I didn't bring any hazard removal this week. So I'm sitting here screwed with so many mons that are just slow, or neutered because of this. Now he goes into Latios. As I go for Air Slash, get some nice chip on it. Go for Protect, to kind of scout his set, and he goes for Thunderbolts. I'm like, okay. I'm sitting here thinking, is this thing scarfed? Is this thing scarfed? Because if it is, that's horrifying. That means it just blows through my Greninja now. So I decide to go out into my, what do I go into? I go out into my Hippo. As he goes into Donphan, I'm like, okay, we're about to trade rocks here, I think. But instead I decided to go into Reuniclus, start using this as setup fodder. Because, he goes for Knockoff, gets a crit on my Cobra Berry. And this is huge because this damage was incredibly important. Because I wouldn't have been forced to go for a recover anytime soon. I could have actually kept Calm Mining up against it, potentially gotten a kill up against not only Infernape but Latios, and you'll see how in a second how this actually panned out really terribly for me. I click Calm Mind, right? As it goes for Shadow Ball, does 34%, which is crazy. I click Recover here, so okay, like, is it good? This is what I need, but like, I would have been at much higher health. I click Calm Mind again. And here's where I make a second misplay. I should have clicked Recover 100% here because Flare Blitz was so incoming it wasn't even funny. He clicks Flare Blitz and he brings me down. I was guaranteed to live anyway, but he got a really high roll. And I click Psyshock instead. And I'm sitting there thinking, there's nothing on my team on his team that I outspeed this thing. Why did I not go for Recover first? So that was my second misplay, because this thing was honestly a win condition. Like, if I'd have stayed in with this thing and just kept clicking Recover and Psyshock, I actually would have won this game. But, yeah, he kills me off with Vaporeon, so I go into Hydreigon here. I click Taunt, because I expect Vaporeon to be a bulky set. It normally is like a wish passing set. So I click Taunt, and out comes this thing, so like, crap. So I double out to Selly, as he doubles out into Latios, so I'm like, okay, we gotta just sit here and click Protect, because I think this thing is scarfed. But he doubles back into Vaporeon, so I'm sitting there, okay, this thing could be an issue, but I want to click Leech Seed to get some recovery on this thing. That thing, if I'm not mistaken, I'm actually going to double check a calc. I would double check a calc, but like, if I recall correctly, this thing is specs, choice specs Vaporeon, because Selly is pretty fat, so it shouldn't have been doing 42%. So we heal back a lot, and I click Protect here as he goes into doubles into Lottie, so I'm like, that was a really good play. So instead here now, I'm gonna expect him to go for a Thunderbolt again and click Protect again, and so he decides to click Psychic. I'm like, crap. Okay, so he's got Thunderbolt and Psychic. My switch into that is Hydreigon, but I'm like, you know what? I don't think he's gonna fall for that, so I think I need to go into Hippo to kind of. And I click Thunderbolt. He clicks Thunderbolt. And I click Air Slash for some reason. I didn't click Heavy Slam, but I expect him to go into Mega Venusaur for me to predict that, or to go into Vaporeon again. So I double into the Diancie. It goes for Psychic. I'm like, okay. At this point, it's a damage roll to kill me after I Mega Evolve, because my defense is dropped. But I will Speed Tie, and if I win this Speed Tie, I win this game, because I can literally just come in and start blowing things away. So I stay in, and honestly, I could have preserved my Diancie better, clearly. I guess play was a Psychic every time. So I let Diancie drop, and Greninja comes in now that I know that he's not scarfed. So I go into Greninja, and I know that I outspeed him because I'm scarfed from creeping him. So I click Dark Pulse, and it's blown off. It's blown away. This is the problem. Scarfinger Ninja is good and bad. Good in that it let me revenge a lot of you. Bad in that now I have to deal with Slurpuff. I didn't properly prep for Slurpuff having freaking sticky web. Now, it's funny, his Dazzling Gleam does so little to my hip out on. So I'm like, okay, maybe we can bring this thing back. I don't know. So I go, it goes to Venusaur, quick Earthquake, and this thing is not bulky. Like, let me look at my attack set, or attack investment on this thing. I only had 20 investment, so there's no way this thing was, like, offensive almost. So, I double out the Hydreigon, as he goes for his Sleep Powder and misses, which I'm like, it's got the worst accuracy than Stone Edge, so you can't really expect much. So, after this I click Taunt, so he can't click freaking Synthesis, which is good. So now he's getting worn down even more. And then I can click Earth Power to catch the Slurpuff on the switch in. And we do a good chunk of damage, 68 or 38% is really good. So I decided, you know what, we're going to switch out now, because we have to. We're going to go into Hippo. We're going to set the sand back up to get more chip on this thing, and he goes for a Wish. Let's see what think of crap. He's a bulky Wish Slurpuff, so we're going to lose this match to this thing. Goes out to Mega Venusaur as I click Roar, and when you know it, he gets the Wish into Vaporeon, like the one mon it didn't want to get heals up. So of course, now I'm sitting here with a Specs Vaporeon in front of me as he kills me with Ice Beam. Like, okay, let's go into Greninja. At this point, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, the one way I can bring this thing back is if he goes into, like, I don't know what I could do to bring this back. Maybe if he knocks me off, I don't know. He goes into Donphan as I click Dark Pulse, and it only does 31%. So I'm like, this thing is like a Salt Vest. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so we click Earthquake on this thing. We start spamming Earthquake, trying to get this thing low, so we can potentially pick it off with Hydreigon or with Greninja. It's kind of the plan. I don't know why I didn't click freaking Slack off there, because he couldn't do it. I would have had something for Slurpuff too. So once again, I'm just playing terribly. So going to Greninja here. He clicks Ice Shard and does nothing, and so I just kill him with Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse is my best play in case he went to Vaporeon on a Water move, and also allows me to get some decent chip on this Slurpuff. As he gets a crit, it doesn't matter because I think I'm naive anyway. Going to Hydreigon, click Dark Pulse because I have to try to bank on flinches to win this match. And we flinch him one time, but then we click Earth Power because he's in a roll range, and I get the low roll, and then we kill him, and he kills us, and that's the game. So currently, at the end of this video, we are sitting at 3-1, I believe. So yeah, it's quite the game. But yeah, overall we're doing really well. This game really kept me from going to like comfy zone with this league, so I really had to step it back up and really kick my butt into gear with these next matches, and you guys will see next week just how well this may or may not do. So I believe I'm going to try to upload the second half of this video next week or sometime later this week. I don't know, we'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully you will see the rest of this video soon. Stay tuned for more P4G or P4J the movie part 2 coming soon. Thank you guys so much. Bye guys.